Well, the former president of the Confederation of African Football, Issa Hayatou, has been appointed by President Paul Biya of Cameroon to the position of Chairman of Board of Directors of the National Academy of Football in Cameroon. It is a public agency dedicated to the promotion of football at a higher level.
Il s'agit grosso modo d'une agence publique dédiée à la promotion du football de haut niveau.
Let us listen to Martin Camus Mbib, a sports journalist and promoter of the radio RSI in Douala, the commercial economic capital of Cameroon. Hello, Martins. What is your thought on the appointment of Hayatou to the head of the National Academy of Football? It is in recognition, and I believe the leaders of the state have been sensitive to the beginnings of Issa Hayatou at the Confederation of African Football. He now resides in Cameroon, and I will say that it is a kind of package cumbersome in the good sense of the team. It is absolutely essential that a man of his stature, who has rubbed shoulders with the world football body, should be useful to this country. I believe that by entrusting him with the Academy of Football, it is a way for the president to say thank you for everything that he has done for the Cameroonian football at the international level, in terms of presentation, in terms of recognition, and even pressure, because the Cameroonian football, from my point of view, today needs to exploit this experience that Issa Hayatou has accumulated throughout the world. I do not think he necessarily needs to be the chairman of the board of directors of the academy. I believe that it is sufficiently equipped in all the senses of the term to live his quiet life and make his meetings throughout the world. Accepting already, we give a boost to Cameroonian football. For me, it is something good for the whole world. But I could also like to point out that it has been 7 years that we talk about the creation of this academy, since 2010, that the head of state had announced it.
And Martin, we know the history and glory of football in Cameroon. So what is the importance of putting up such an academy?
The problem with regard to the youth in Cameroon is the same in most African countries. It is that youth football is neglected. Even France has created a structure which has those here who can help the professional body and to facilitate the integration of young people in this process. There is the INF in France who does the same work, except that in this organization there is a kind of geographical occupation of French territory, and I hope that the academy which is created today will allow the young people in all Cameroon to be able to integrate. Why? The training centers have become for the majority of the trade funds from the creators, and it was so selective that in any in the world in terms of possibility to enter. And I believe that the establishment of this academy, if well managed and well structured and deployed and well done, should facilitate the work of detention on the ground, which will ensure that young people will no longer find themselves in France in 12 years. When even have a traceability of the training in the means that the state will give it and will enable young people to express themselves. The only problem in Cameroonian context is that I do not have the impression that the federation is associated with the project, whereas in the case of France, for example, it is a project which is administered by French Federation of Football. And I do not have the impression that this is the case here. You know how it works. When the head of state appointed me, association had no vote in the issue, and therefore I have the impression that the National Academy of Football will be largely above the skills of faithful, and that it will not be perhaps need a structure of the faithful to operate, and that is where it is unclear how it's going to work.